everyone, welcome to Otaku Saga. I'm DK.
I'm Rizzo.
And I'm Zero, and today in Anime Reaction Watch episode 7 of Alderamin on the Sky.
With or without diamonds?
Alderamin on the Sky. If you want to check out our reaction to the 7th episode of Alderamin on the Sky, hit that link in the description below.
And be sure to give us feedback in the comments section because we love hearing from you.
And as always, if you like what you see, subscribe to Otaku Saga. And don't forget to like and share our videos.
And
thanks for watching.
So, on this episode of Alderamin on the Sky.
Well, shit kicks off.
Yeah, so basically the, all of the, or I wouldn't say all of the students, but some of the student troops are sent on a, I guess, resupply mission where they're basically taking supplies to a nearby town to appease the locals because they have the fort in the area. And so Yatori is brought along on the mission. Ikta sneaks onto the mission.
I think he was on there, but he just slept in the cart to avoid having to push it.
Probably.
Lazy fucking bastard.
Yep.
Work smarter, not harder.
And he just so happens to get in the cart that the chick from the previous episode.
Yeah, the private first class.
Karun, I think? I'm gonna start with a K.
But ends up getting into the same cart that she is pushing.
Yep.
Probably by design, not by accident, but...
Yeah, probably by his design.
What a douchebag.
But,
I mean, what kind of first date is that, honestly? Let's go here and, yeah, I'll have you push me up a fucking mountain. And not to mention in a fully laden cart.
Yeah.
Damn.
But... I'm trying to think of the best way to put this. But yeah, so it shows Yatori going with the higher-ups from the mission, and they go to, I assume, the mansion of the people who run that town.
Yeah.
And they tell her that she can go out on the town or whatever. She's like, oh, I'll just wait out here then. You know, because she's her. Doesn't know how to have fun. Which is actually a good thing, because they go into the mansion and run into an ambush.
It's a trap! And how?
Yeah, everybody who lived in the mansion was murdered. And then the people who murdered them waited for the troops to show up and murdered them too. Fortunately, Yatori got, I think, 2 of them.
I think so.
Yeah, 2 of them, then they retreated.
Yeah.
And they retreated. Of course, Yatori.
Yeah, she tried to get all of them.
Gets chased. I'm surprised that she was able to get that many soldiers from her group to follow her.
Yeah.
That quickly?
That quickly, yeah.
And on horseback.
And on horseback, no less.
But nonetheless, she had a good number of troops follow suit. As they were about to prepare a attack to take them all down, they realized that the group is leading them into an ambush.
Yep. So
led
Yatori,
by...
Yeah, Yatori
well, big
notices... Props. Yeah, big props. She notices way early, stops the troops short, so nobody's...
Yeah, she mobilized troops, a fair number of troops, and realized she was leading into an ambush and then pulled back. Damn, high marks there.
Yeah, but the enemy ambush was being led by the girl that we saw from the last episode, who basically tells Yatori that they want their
little spirit buddies.
Yeah, they want the spirits back. And, of course, Yatori doesn't know anything about it, and so they declare a holy war on the Empire. I assume they're an Empire. Empire, Republic, whatever you want to put it as.
I think it's Empire.
Probably. But yeah. And let's see. Oh yeah, it did show flashback from the previous episode. What was in the cell was not what we expected was in the cell.
Not at all.
And it was actually a bunch of spirits that was stolen from the Synack.
Ended up being worse than what we thought.
Yeah. Oh, way worse.
Far worse, yeah.
But yeah, basically the army stole all the wind and fire spirits.
So that the Synnac can't fight. They took all the militaristic spirits.
Yeah, all the ones with offensive power.
Yeah, basically the Northern Garrison is playing Team Rocket.
Yeah, and it's very interesting that during the excursion during the bit in the city, where Ikta is basically just roaming around the city with the private first class. I forgot her name. It's actually like you can see Ikta starting to piece things together, right? He starts saying stuff like, "Oh, the people here don't really mind people in uniform." That's actually a big deal. Because there are some places that really hate uniforms, even in nations of their own. Even their own nations sometimes don't like their own uniforms.
Well, yeah, kind of places that have a negative
view.
Yeah, negative view on military.
Yep.
Even in the U.S., you run into those type of places.
I can't quite name a couple off the top of my head, but I've been there.
It's not that I can't name a couple; it's that I don't really want to.
Yeah,
probably that too. But an interesting thing that was also brought up was the Synnac's relationship to their spirits, and the idea of God in this universe. Ikta obviously is probably atheist and doesn't believe in a God.
Yeah.
And the spirits probably came from something else that he believes. And he's probably still trying to figure that out.
Yeah. Honestly, I think the spirits are probably just some sort of magical creatures.
Yeah.
Rather than holy beings. Because they also said that the spirits don't talk about God. You know, if they were actually spirits, then you would think that they would, talk about the God.
Yeah, kind of tell you where they're from.
Yeah, so I think that they're just magical beings that people of this world assume are spiritual beings.
But it's people of the Empire. The Synnac, apparently, I mentioned it in the reaction, I think their views are kind of based on Shintoism, where they're just natural and they express gratitude for their just being there and helping them out.
But they really put the spirits into high regards in terms of religious aspects, and there's something holy to them. So when officers are taking the spirits from the Synnac and caging them up,
it's personal.
It's probably pretty personal.
Yeah, it's very personal.
But yeah, so, and then at the end of the episode, we see the garrison at the northern fort mobilized against the enemy in a battle. We see the private first class going among the
first.
Well, yeah, she's actually in the artillery line, which is a little surprising. Also a little surprising that their artillery line is so close to the enemy, because usually the artillery line would be far behind. So, I'm not sure. Honestly, probably the person who wrote this series isn't really up on military tactics from that time period.
Probably.
But that's just my assumption anyway. It's really not something that you generally see, the artillery being up by the front lines.
Right, because of the more expensive assets, you don't want them exposed to as much fire.
That, and they can shoot quite a ways anyway.
Yeah.
There's no real need for them to be that close. But also of importance is when it shows the general, the lieutenant general that's in command of the fort, he does not send a report to Central Command.
Of course not.
So right now that northern garrison is on its own. As far as it fighting that army. which is very, very stupid. Very, very stupid.
Well, you know,
let me say it again just for emphasis. That is so fucking stupid.
He's sacrificing him, but you know he's scheming because he'll just say, "Oh, the Sunak attacked our troops and everything, yada yada." You know, some more reinforcement supplies so we can squash them.
Well, think about another anime that dealt with a similar aspect, Fullmetal Alchemist, with the
Ishvalan rebellion.
Yeah. So it all started with the death of a Ishvalan kid, but that really wasn't the beginning. Like the entire thing was planned at the, you know.
It was planned by father.
Yeah, it was planned heavily for probably quite a few years.
Oh, many
years. Yeah, make sure all the pieces were put in place so that one incident set the whole thing off.
And it was. I'm pretty sure that the initial idea was to just bulldoze through it with no problems, and there wasn't going to be much of a bloodbath or
much of a fight.
But the Ishvalans ended up fighting back a lot harder than was expected, and now alchemists are involved. Now heavy artillery is involved, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that's what this guy is thinking.
Or that's what's happening here.
Is basically, oh, now I can take my troops and just wipe them all out and then send a report.
Yeah, man, as we're finding out with our unfortunate privates, they're in for a fight. Yeah.
Well, you got to think about it. The Imperial Army here is probably used to fighting on plains. And so now they're facing a group of soldiers that is not only fighting to defend their homeland, which is actually a very, very major advantage in war, but also one that is used to fighting in mountains.
Actually, this is reminding me a lot of the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan. Because we're talking about people who lived in a land for generations and not even Genghis Khan could conquer.
Yeah.
You know, almost the same exact deal here. They know the terrain, big advantage. They have the higher ground, another major advantage. And this northern garrison has been kind of as isolated now due to that lack of reports. So they're going to be lacking in numbers eventually.
Yep.
So, yeah.
And it's going to end up going south really quickly. Although it probably won't go any farther south than the North Cape because obviously it's in the north. But yeah.
Geography puns.
It kind of reminds me a lot of the eastern and southern battles in Europe in World War I. You get armies that from the almost still in the Napoleonic era. That are used to fighting on plains in big groups, you know,
and like on foot.
And then suddenly it's turned into a war where you're in mountains and you should be more entrenched, and it's just going to result in heavy casualties.
Yeah.
So that general is a fucking retard.
Yep. A couple
He's
other
a scheming bastard, I think.
He's a scheming bastard coupled with a fucking retard, which is a recipe for disaster.
I'll give him that.
Again, go back to my World War I comparison and look at any general.
We also got another little character development with our man Iskandar. I don't even care what his real name is. His name is Iskandar. If you guys don't like it, sorry.
Not sorry.
Not,
if you don't like
not really
it.
sorry. Just his
If you don't like
character
it,
design,
Opties.
his general attitude. Just I can't think of anybody except Iskandar.
He's
from
Iskandar, king of
Fate Zero.
conquerors.
And in this episode, we get a little bit that reinforces that statement because he starts talking about how, it started about the honor of war.
Well, all right. Well, some of the youngins are in chow and they're talking smack. Hey, let's go up there. Let's kill these savages. The hell you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, he pretty much sets them straight.
Yeah.
A knight's sword should not be a tool of murder.
Yeah, while he does enjoy fighting and he is a little bit of a blood knight, he's
still a knight.
Yeah, he's still a knight. He still has honor. So I look forward to seeing more from his character. Hopefully he doesn't die too quickly.
I'll say, well, especially when he hits the battlefield. Oh, man. That's going to be fun to see.
And as I said in the reaction, that character is starting to make me want to change decaf. Because he is just fucking out there.
I know.
100% all the time. All day, every day.
150.
And that's why we call him Iskander.
Yes.
It is awesome.
Anyway. So, let us know what you thought of the anime, what you thought of our reaction in the comment section below.
Yep, thumbs up if you like it, thumbs down if you don't.
But that's going to do it for this episode of Anime Reaction. As always, I'm DK.
Yeah, I'm Zero.
And I'm Rizzo. See you next time.